Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Lodgify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Monday. Everybody feeling good? Extra hour of sleep, except for those of us with kids.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for me it was
just
great.
you? Yeah, so just you, Michael? Because
So,
I'm living in my best life.
You guys look great. Wide awake.
Thanks. It's my new skincare routine. Just got to get that after conference vibrant, skin going again.
Yeah.
It's called being 28 too.
Yeah, that too. That, a little bit of coffee, not having to wake up super early. It's always good.
Coffee Box, Host GPO.
Host GPO.
Shout out.
Oh, there they go. Boom, right there. The best coffee box you can ever get for your short-term rental or hotel. No big deal. Exactly. And I can't wait for our guest because I got my Avengers Cup out for this guest today. Just because, we talk about the Avengers of tech in the short-term rental and hotel space. So I figured for Steve, I'd do it. But outside of that, you guys doing good? Good weekend, good week. I think we didn't have a break, so yeah.
Yeah, I went to the FSU game, which they didn't do too great. But it was good to jump on a bandwagon and cheer.
Who's that? Miami lost, I assume.
Yeah. It was like 3-40 or something like that. So it's pretty brutal.
Well, I went to my Miami Heat game when I was there for the Book Direct show, and they also lost 109-104. So it was a good game though. Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, not bad.
Awesome. Well, a theme of the year has been M&A. So there was an announcement that happened last week with our friends over at Operto. So we thought, who better to bring in than the fearless leader himself?
Yeah, he's been on the show not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4.
Yeah, wow.
4
Can
times.
We just call him a host at this point?
Yeah, basically. Got to start getting him on the payroll. But no, it's really good to see Steve and what they're doing at Operto. So I guess before we jump in, we'll give a quick little shout out to our friends at shorttermrentals.com for the write-up. Great article, lots of meat to unpack. It was refreshing to read a press release that wasn't just fluff. No offense to some of our other friends out in the industry that do press releases, but yeah, on that note, we're going to welcome Steve to the show. Steve Davis, the man, the myth, the legend, and potentially, I guess, now co-host of the podcast. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
It's going good. You feeling fresh after this recent news of acquisitions? Through acquisition.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was just looking at that photo you put up on the screen of me. That's definitely 2021, 2020.
Hey,
these things.
I feel like you never changed every time I see you. I'm like, it looks the same. Same haircut, same beard, same sweatshirt.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. It's been an interesting way to end the year for sure. We've been super, super busy and obviously really excited about the acquisition we announced last week.
So let's dive into it. Kind of introduce us to like STAYmyway. What kind of sparked this obvious, like through reading through the press release? Yes, it makes a lot of sense. But what was the conversation, I guess, behind closed doors?
Yeah, I think for us there was a couple things. I mean, they're a small company, about 15 folks, very, very engineering focused. So very heavy and deep talent pool in not only software, but also hardware engineering. And they had basically developed their own proprietary way of taking old hardware, essentially door locks, and basically retrofitting them. So allowing you to slip out the old circuitry from a lock we've even tested locks that are 40 years old. Slip it out. It's like changing the SIM card in your phone. And then plugging back in the new board, which immediately takes the lock online, has a BLE module built into it, so it connects to the Wi-Fi in the hotel or the short-term rental, and away you go. So now you don't have to spend $400 or $500 for a lock. You don't have to replace the door if you're in a hotel. You don't have to do all these things which are cost prohibitive for people trying to upgrade their check-in procedure, because you can't check in with old locks. It's impossible.
I love that.
So it's part acqui-hire, part distribution. It's expansion into Europe. It seems like a larger footprint. Are they primarily in the hotel space? Did they play in the short-term rental space as well, or exclusively on the hotel?
They do. I mean, I think that they're best known for, landing Accor hotels about 18 months ago. But if you look at sort of the overall mix of customers, it's everything. It's a lot of apart hotels and a lot of like villas and sort of bigger property managers. They don't have tons of sort of ones and twos, but mostly sort of 50 to 100 properties north. When you look at their tech stack, it's very... I would say it's more hotel focused, to be completely honest. I think, and that's why for us at Operto is really, really interesting, because our platform is very, very short-term rental focused in terms of where we think our power, where our best work is done. We wanted to move more aggressively into hotels, and so you always come up to that nexus point where you're like, do we build it or do we buy it? And when we found STAYmyway, it allowed us to not only land the third largest hotel chain in the world in one swoop, but also to bring technology into Operto, which allows us to play very easily in the hotel space, which, to be honest, before was not possible.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Brandy.
When you're looking at the differences between, coming from the hotel side versus the hotel side, what are some of the biggest differences between what their technology does and what Operto is?
Yeah, I think they've built tech which is really meant for large deployment. I think when we started, 4 or 5 years ago, and this is even before my time, I don't think that Operto ever thought that we'd get up to tens and hundreds of thousands of doors. And so just basic features which allow you to, onboard a 1 or 2 bedroom, or 1 or 2 properties for a very small rental operator. Now we can add 400 or 500 doors quickly in one day for a hotel operator, and that sort of scale and tech that was built for scale is something that, again, we can now take on huge deployments, which I think before we would have really struggled with, and we probably didn't have the person power to do so. So that's really what we're super excited about, is now we can really crank up our move into hotels, apart hotels. It's going to be really exciting for us.
So I came from the hotel world, and I understand how outdated these door locks are. I also know how expensive it is for even a boutique hotel company to, the biggest, like you can go to Marriott, how expensive it is to replace a lock. So from your perspective, are you seeing that the older locks are now, through like this acquisition, mostly in the hotel space, and the short-term rental operator usually has a newer, updated version of a lock that doesn't need this type of technology? Where are you kind of seeing this split?
Great question. No, I think we reckon that around 80% of the world's locks right now that are sort of on doors, and this is sort of research that we've done and also reading research around it, that are over 20 years old. So the actual deployment of new smart lock technology is very, very limited. So there's a huge ocean of business out there. You know, when you look at, when a hotel's looking to, you know, upgrade itself, and which enables then like pre-arrival check-in, guest verification, all the kind of things that they can do if you're moving to sort of a front deskless hotel, or at least a minimally staffed one. That's very cost prohibitive, because you're not only looking at sort of $400 or $500 for the door, for the lock. Then if you have to put an extra drill hole into the door, now it's not fireproof or not up to code with the fire department. You have to actually rip the door out and put a new door in as well. So you're looking at like an $800 to $1,000 door, plus the lock, plus the labor, plus. So then it becomes, if you're talking about 200 doors, I mean, now you're talking about $500,000. So it's really, really difficult. Whereas we can come in, you know, for $50, we can slip in a chip, and off we go. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do, you know, the house cleaning staff can change these things out. It's not very, very difficult. It's fast and super reliable, which is, you know, and I think as we go into sort of a recessionary time and people are really worried about P&L and watching where they're spending their pennies, a solution like this, which enables sort of a modern guest technology, modern check-in experience at like literally 99% cheaper price, is going to be very compelling for a lot of boutique and independent hotel owners for sure.
So one of the themes that we've had pretty much all year is M&A, and how the space like is ripe for it. The economy and the pressures are ripe for it. A lot of fire sales this year, but some strategic acquisitions as well. Walk us through the process of acquiring this company, and leave out any you know, confidential information, but like,
How
did the conversation start? How did it start? What was the aha moment for both sides?
Yeah, I was actually introduced to the company on sort of a circuitous kind of way. We were working with another vendor, and they said, "Oh, you know, you should talk to these guys in Spain. They're doing some really interesting work." And I actually happened to be on the board of the company, and I said, "Oh, sure." So had a few phone calls, and then I was actually over at the Short Stay Summit in Barcelona earlier this year, Damien's show. And I was sitting in Barcelona, and I was like, it kept bothering me. I was like, I should really get on a plane and go and see these guys, because it was like a 45-minute flight away. So we're sitting in Barcelona, and we're actually at the show. And I turned to my colleague and I said, "I'll see you tomorrow." And Rick, you know, and he said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I can't tell you, but I'll be back tomorrow." And I took off, and I went straight to the airport, flew up to Murcia, which is like a little city in the middle of Spain. Met with these guys, and immediately knew, okay, this is happening for sure. You know, we started to, they just kind of showed the technology to me. They presented everything they had. They were obviously super excited, because they were looking for, you know, an acquisition opportunity. And and so that was like last March. And then, you know, you do a couple months of testing. Then we actually flew them out to Vancouver. The CEO and the CTO spent a week with us here in Vancouver, showing the team the tech, showing the board the tech. You know, then you start the M&A process, which started around August. And that always takes a couple months of, you know, lawyering, expensive lawyering. But, you know, and it's also difficult when you're, you know, a Canadian company and you're acquiring a Spanish entity. That's not easy. That's not for the faint of heart, for sure. You got language barriers, you got all those kind of cultural barriers as well. So the whole process probably took around 9 months from sort of first date to, you know, marriage. But it was, you know, and it had, you know, ups and downs and lefts and rights, but ultimately we got the job done. Yeah,
I've never gone through an acquisition, but I've heard it's basically like 3 times you think the deal's gone before it actually is signed. Is that your experience?
I'm not gonna lie. I was literally in London maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was lying in my bed, and I was like, nearly in tears. I was like, oh my God, like 8 months of, and I was like, it's going, it's slipping, it's gone. It's like, what am I going to tell people? This is brutal. Like, you know, and then it comes back online, then it's gone, then it's up, then it's down. It's like, yeah, it's a crazy, crazy roller coaster because, you know, there's always little goblins that come out of the closet and peekaboo, you know, at the end. But we managed to get it done anyway. So it was exciting.
Retaining the staff there and
totally. We've got an amazing group. The software development team is world class. In the town of Murcia, which where STAYmyway is based, they've got 3 universities which feed some of the top talent in Spain straight into the local market. Some of the top engineers, Spanish engineers, are literally in that city. So we've got like a treadmill of 21 to 25-year-old talent. It's amazing. And then we've also got electrical engineers who are building the hardware boards and the circuitry, et cetera. So, you know, for Operto, it's like we used to just do sort of this little thing, and now we're like building hardware and we're doing all the things. We've got inventory management, we've got shipping, logistics, all this stuff kind of coming online. And then obviously, while we're trying to build that, now we've also got this huge whale that also needs to get fed. And that's 6,000 hotels. I mean, it's almost mind-blowing, to be honest.
So how do you prioritize after an acquisition like this that has such big accounts behind it that need to be fed? Prioritize the core business of what you were doing versus the core business of what they're doing versus, you know, the bigger vision and where you guys want to be long-term anyway.
Yeah, I think the most important thing when you do something like we're doing is you have to build a very, very robust sandbox for a specific team to play inside of. And so what we've done is we're actually creating a separate business unit that is going to manage that account. The team in Spain will continue just to service that account as well. So we'll have sort of a team of almost 15 that will solely do that. And then, you know, Operto's we must be pushing 90 employees now. So, you know, the rest of the team will still be doing core business.
Post-acquisition or pre?
This is post. So we had about 75, and then we're about 90, 89, 90, 91. Wow. So I know it's growing like crazy. Yeah.
I'm surprised we got you on the show with that type of crew.
Because it's 6 a.m.
Yeah. It's very rarely you get on the show with my 3 favorite people in short all in one screen.
Don't make me blush.
Yeah, totally. But no, it's
we do have to get you a coffee because you need to, you know, this is an exciting thing.
Yeah, I think you know our core business won't change at all. But what I'm really excited about is we were looking for like that thing, that one special piece that would make Operto totally unique. So there's no one else. There's Open Key out there that has something kind of similar, but only does a very small section of locks. We do all the major locks in the world. So we have 95% coverage. So whether you come to us with Asa Abloy, Dormakaba, it doesn't matter. We can work with it. And now we're playing in a sandbox where there is no competitors. And so it's going to be super exciting as we start to attack the boutique and independent hotels now, because in the US it's a huge market. Yeah. And you know, we work with the core hotels, but also, you know, the next 50 largest hotel chains, you know, the Red Roofs, the Choice Hotels, the Best Westerns, all those guys, that is really where this product will fly, because we're not talking about deployment in the, you know, the 5-star Diamond, JW Marriott's. That's not the key here. It's the beside the interstate, the 3-4-star hotels, 2-star hotels where someone rolls in late. There's no one at the front desk. They can check in online. They can have their digital key and walk straight to the door and go in. And that market in the US, especially the Red Roofs, all these places are huge. And so, you know, we've got a big opportunity ahead of us, and we're excited about it.
Well, I love that too, because like, you know, my background starting off as a front desk agent, working up to management, like that in itself will save the hotel so much time and money from a labor perspective, where I think, the future of like the front desk kind of being the heart of the hotel needs to be more of a focus of the heart of the guest experience, letting the guest have that tool at their disposal. So that way I'm not tied to a desk. I can float around. I can go walk the halls. I can, do other priority like guest experience things rather than waiting to give someone a key.
Totally. The one thing that I did take away from, we were just at the lodging conference down in Phoenix about a month ago. Mm-hmm. Whether you're in short-term rentals or you're in hotel, it doesn't matter. Across the accommodation spectrum, there's a major labor shortage out there. It doesn't matter where you play, it exists. And so for us, that's actually the main thing that we're helping here is, we want the smooth guest check-in experience, but the fact that someone can go from five people at a front desk to one, because 80% of the people have checked in before they even arrive at the hotel. Mm-hmm. I mean, that, as you said, the labor savings are unbelievable. And so, I think that that's really the itch that we're scratching for sure. And we can position the product accordingly because it's not prohibitively expensive. We can get it installed very, very quickly. And at the end of the day, you're leading to happier guests with the opportunity also to monetize them while they're staying, right? You can upsell and cross-sell to them inside of Operto. So it's super cool.
Well, and also you get to the only hurdle now you have as a front desk agent or even just a property level is to get people to read their instructions about checking in before they get there. So now you just got to get through that hurdle and you should be fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they can't get into their room because they don't have a key on their phone, they're going to download the app and they're going to read the instructions. I mean, that's at the end of the day, when you hold the key, you kind of hold the key to the kingdom too. So
yeah, very true. Very true.
Well, can you, we always have a name that brand. What are 3 or 4 of Accor's sub brands?
They do Fairmont Hotels, Raffles, Ibis, Sofitel. There's dozens. Those are the big 4.
It runs the gambit from economy to
ultra luxury. Yeah. I mean, here in Vancouver, we've got 4 Fairmonts, and 3 of them are going on Boost in the next 3 months.
You've got dibs on those installs and those.
Totally. Yeah. So that's going to be exciting for us. I mean, we've never turned on a 5-star hotel before, so it's pretty. We're dipping our toe into a whole new pool, but no, I think and as you said, it's going to be exciting. You see what Guessie's been doing with their M&A strategy. We're sort of following in behind. I think you're going to see a lot more of it in the next 6 months, and you're going to start to see the good companies starting to fundraise again, and start to really, define the category a bit more.
Yeah, I know you listen to just about every week, so apologies for repeating myself here, but the way I see the future of it is a software aggregator and a hardware aggregator. And so you need 2 logins as a customer instead of 10 now. Revenue management, distribution, all that goes through PMS, locks, thermostats, noise, whatever else goes through, digital guidebooks, all that stuff goes through hardware, and you just need 2 logins. And as long as those 2 communicate with one another, makes Brandy's life easy, right?
Oh, that's the key. It's like, if that happens, that was the whole basis of our panel. Like, can you have these kind of all-in-one, or in this case, like 2-in-1 solutions? And I mean, I hope so, but we'll see.
The all-in-ones are always scary because you can't be good at everything.
And you don't get to foster the relationships with those individual vendors. Like, there's so much that you can, there's ways that you work with the vendor, individually, that you won't get if it's just they have agreed negotiations that you just plug in. And especially as you get bigger, you want to be able to have that power to have a conversation.
Well, I was gonna say, Michael, you'll love this, because I was just saying, like, if we're gonna talk about the Avengers, right, of the tech space for the industry, I think the specialized, like, Operto is solely going into hardware and access control with, of course, like adding thermostats and noise, because they all communicate. They become an ecosystem.
Yep.
Rather than you guys also creating a property management software while on top of trying to do revenue management, while on top of having Operto teams. Like, the fact that you guys are just solely going forward, I think now the big piece is going to be your connectivity with your partners and how strong that connection is to make sure that, again, like Michael said, the login number 1 and login number 2 are talking correctly. And,
yeah, well, I mean, that's always been our goal at Operto, is to become the iOS of IoT, right? So it doesn't matter whether
have you trademarked that yet?
Should I?
Yeah, you probably should. That was pretty good. Especially coming from you.
Thank you. I came up with Boost as well. No, listen, I totally take Brandy's point. I think, it's really important to have those relationships with individual vendors. Our goal has always been to be the aggregator of the tech, right? So whether you want to use, Price Labs, or you want to use Wheelhouse, or you want to use, whoever you want to use, it doesn't matter to us. That everything will appear within Operto, and then you can make those tech decisions for yourself, right? We don't want to be prescriptive. We want to be, working with everyone, because everyone's tech stack needs to look different, because everyone's businesses look different, right? So this is a big move for us, for sure. We're going to be spending a lot of our time in sort of that IoT kind of space and cementing our leadership there. But I'm super excited to see what's going to happen over the next 12 months, because especially as we head into potentially a slowdown, some of the smaller companies that are sitting on great tech and great people are going to get swallowed up. And I think, the moves that Gusty've made in the last 3-4 months, and now we're making, and I'm sure that we're going to see a few more before Christmas. That it makes for a very interesting 2023.
Something in particular? You got some tricks up your sleeve?
Who, me?
Yeah, any insider information?
Yeah.
No, nothing. But the only trick I have up my sleeve is to go get some sleep.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. No.
Hey, when we have the perfect coffee box for you when you wake up and you need to get refreshed too. So just
Perfect.
FYI, shameless plug.
Well, I look forward to
it. I wanted to ask Michael and Brandy, do you guys want to do a rapid fire question round? Brandy, this will be the first time that you get to participate on the non-receiving end. So I think it would be great for Steve to, get woken up this morning.
I do. I'll kick it off.
Okay.
All right. Let's
fire build.
You're asking me?
You're answering.
Yeah,
you're the rapid fire answer.
Rapid. Yeah. Oh. Yes or no questions, and you just gotta say yes or no. If you go on, we might stop you and tell you to move on to the next one.
Okay.
Fire build.
Bye.
C or C.
Sleep angry or hungry angry?
Oh, option B for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Ski or surf?
Two planker wanker, man. Skiing all day.
Agreed. Good call.
Let's see. Fly or train?
Europe, train, otherwise fly.
Hotels or vacation rentals?
Vacation hotel?
Hotels. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Part hotels. The perfect blend.
Exactly.
All right. Brandy.
Oh, well, I had C or ski. Let's see. Thai or Mexican?
Ooh, Thai.
Let's see. Mountain vacation or sea vacation?
I go sea vacation just because I have Whistler 45 minutes from my house, so I get enough mountains.
So jealous.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you kind of these are hard to do on the fly.
I know.
Well, I'm gonna pass to you.
Oh gosh. Now I was just like sitting here. I'm like, I'm gonna think of something that Brandy hasn't said, but you just pass off. Beer or cocktails?
Dude, I was literally about to say beer or vodka. We'll go cocktails.
All right, cocktails.
We'll remember the good times we had at VRMA a few weeks ago. So
I'm gonna say I wish I had the picture queued up of you just with the 2 drinks. Just yeah, it was a good time.
Beer and a cocktail. He doesn't discriminate.
Totally.
Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go with an Avengers. So Captain America or Thor? We'll do
Thor.
All right. Well, I don't even think Thor's an Avenger, so never mind. That was a bad question.
I think he is.
No, it's the Incredible Hulk.
Okay, Hulk or Hulk or whatever.
So
Iron
Hulk.
Man or okay, cool.
I got a couple more. Ideal exit.
All right.
Ideal exit. Oh.
Dream company to be acquired by.
Oh. Airbnb.
Espresso or filter coffee?
Filter coffee. Simple guy.
Are you Folgers guy? Are you Folgers?
No.
Oh, thank God. I was just saying, man, I'm gonna judge you so hard if you're a Folgers guy.
I'm not a Folgers guy. No.
You're too classy for that.
Yeah.
The touch of gray in the beard should give that away.
Totally. This is my Operto. I call this is my Operto patch. I didn't have great hair. So
I'll give it to you, won't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, enjoyed having you on. Congrats on this. Look forward to having you on a fifth time once the next acquisition is done. Sounds like you've been hitting towards it.
Let's wait till maybe the back half of next year before we circle up on that.
Yeah, Steve needs to get some sleep.
To catch up with you guys. You guys are my heroes. I love being on. Thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys and everyone who's tuning in live. Make sure you like and subscribe everything Operto, and we'll see you all again next week.
Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.